If you're starting with FPV or if you're already in the FPV game, you know that you need a lot of different drones for a lot of different scenarios. If you want to fly indoors, you probably want to go with something like this, a Cinewhoop, or if you want to chase, for example, cars outside, you want to go fast, you need a 5-inch drone, which is right underneath here. But in the year of 2025, a lot of things have changed, and there's one brand who actually focused on a small drone. I mean, they have a lot of other drones as well, but there's one small model they released, which is amazing. I love it, you guys will also love it, so let's have a look on it. Yeah, can't wait to share everything with you guys. I don't want to annoy you guys with any kind of unboxing and just the boring stuff. So I already packed them out. They were just like shipped in this tiny Switzerland logo box. So pretty basic, and there are some spare parts inside, but we're not gonna care about them. Basically, before we get started, this is the same identical drone. It is the Cityflitzer, made and produced by FPV Frame Switzerland. So we're gonna be taking one to the side. I just ordered two because having a backup drone, especially if you use it for commercial flying, is a must-have. But if you just order it for yourself, for flying outside and just chilling and do whatever you want, just shooting for yourself, then one of these drones might does an amazing job and you don't need to purchase two. Anyways, let's start with the first biggest feature, because this drone is built super tiny. So as you can see, I don't have big hands, but this drone is so small. When we compare it to Beater FPV Pavo 25, it's almost the same size, but I can already tell you guys that this drone flies so much times better. I mean, this has the prop guards, but I also have a drone that I brought with me to Cape Town without prop guards. It does fly okay, but this flies just so much times better. Let's get rid of this again. Okay, so this is the first nice feature. It's super small and super handy. And as you can see, guys, if we rotate it, we're gonna start in the front. So it comes delivered with the 04 AirUnit Pro, which is amazing because the 04 AirUnit Pro is like the same camera as the DJI Avata 2. So we get an insanely good image quality out of this. We're gonna test this later so you guys exactly see how it looks. And they made it in a quite efficient way. So the camera is mounted in front, as you can see, it's right over there, so we don't have props in view. Also, if we record in 4:3, which is amazing, so we can decide if we want to record in 16:9 or in 4:3, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have props in view, which is super nice, and it looks just so clean built. Anyways, let's get to the next cool feature. As it is built for commercial use, they made a quick swap, battery plate where you can basically swap out the battery super easy and fast. So this is an 4S 850 milliamp battery. If you have different ones, you just need to tell them because they print it in a different way. But as you can see, you just need to connect that to this side. I'm not able to do it with one hand at the moment, but it's super nice and it works quite well. So especially if you're shooting commercials, you don't have too much time, so this comes in very handy. So next thing, we've got the crossfire. If you run a different system, just tell them because they gonna do everything for you. When they build up the drone, they also test it and pit tune it. It flies amazing. I've already tried it, but we're gonna go out later and you guys will see how it performs. So another cool feature is it is made so nicely that we can basically just swap out the SD card underneath here. Let's just get the focus on it. So as you can see, the SD card is right inside there. Not sure if you see that, guys, but it's so easy. Just get there. we can press this. I cut my fingernails. Okay, maybe give me a try. Okay, now it works. And we can put out the SD card, so you can put in whatever you want, any kind of SD card. Just make sure that it's fast enough so it works with the drone. Okay, so these are already the best features, I would say. Also, it's nice that it comes in with this pusher configuration, so it doesn't really hit the ground. As you can see, it's just so nicely built. And as you probably already noticed, I'm like already a huge fan of this drone. So when we basically just compare this to what we need to get out flying, it basically just needs the FPV goggles. You can use the FPV goggles 2 or 3 or Integra and some other ones. Then I also use my Tango 2 and a battery. And this is basically everything we need. So as you can see, this is such a tiny setup, especially if you want to travel around. This is so nice and so handy. And yeah, if we compare this to a 5-inch drone, it's this is almost the size of the whole setup, as you can see. So I really love the way that this is so tiny, and I will definitely take this to a lot of different countries with me. So with that being said, I'm already talking about 6 minutes about how nice this drone is, but there's one thing we forgot at the moment, which is we have to scale it. Give me a second, I have to bring a scale. Okay, just go down. So it should be anywhere there. There we go, scale. Let's get up again. Okay, so I found the best scale, which I usually use for, just for cooking. But if we scale this, it comes in at 150 grams, 151 grams. And with the big battery, the Lava 854S, it is 245. So still less than 250, which is amazing. And like, this is already a big battery, so you could even use smaller batteries. But as you can see, super lightweight. Okay, by now I already talked a lot of this drone and how nice it is, but the key fact is always how good it performs at flying. And as you can see, the weather is so insanely good today. So I'm gonna be flying the drone from inside here. As you can see, I'm not sure, it's quite dark at the moment. This is my studio, and I'm gonna be flying it from the rooftop window right over there. So we're gonna fly it from here and just in the backyard, so you guys see how it performs. So one thing that I want to mention before we're gonna go and test the drone and see how it flies is that the team from FPV Frame Switzerland, they did an insanely good pit tune on this drone, so that you don't necessarily need to stabilize your footage later in Gyroflow, which comes in handy if you want to use the 100 frames on the 04 AirUnit, because then you're not able to record in 4x3, and whenever you don't record in 4x3 or in any bigger format, stabilizing your footage, you just lose so much quality of the video. But with this drone, it flies so stable that you could even just shoot raw and it looks amazing and surprisingly good. So I've already bound my FPV controller and the FPV goggles to the Cityflitzer, but if you haven't done this, I'm gonna be showing you how to do it. So this is basically pretty easy. So basically everything you have to do is you gonna go over, and right over there, as you can see, there is the TBS crossfire receiver right over there. You just need to press it, bind your TBS Tango or whatever controller you have, and it works quite well. On the other hand, if you want to bind your FPV goggles, just flip it over, go over to the SD card slot, and there's the bind button right over there. Hope the focus gets it. Just give me a better position right over there. Hello, focus, are you here? Okay, but it is right over there. Wait, what? Now it works. Bind button right over there. So just bind it. You don't need Betaflight for this. It's pretty easy. And yeah, now it's time to set it up, turn it on, go out and have fun, so you guys see how it works. So whenever I go out flying, I always I actually don't go out because I fly my drones from this window, but I just bring my chair right over there where I place myself. So pretty cozy. Whenever I do some editing, I just need to go there, place my drones over there, and then fly outside. And that's exactly what we're gonna do now. But before we fly, I need to put some ND filters on it, and I will let you guys know which ND filters I'm using in a second. So those are the ones from K&F Concept. It's not sponsored, and I don't really want to advertise them too much because it's actually free advertisement without getting anything from them. But these are amazing filters for the DJI Avata 2, and they also work on the O4A unit. I got 2 of them for Cape Town because I thought whenever I crash one, I don't have a replacement, so I already bought 2 in the beginning. And basically for today's conditions, we're gonna fly in 4x3, 50 frames. I will let you guys know the exact settings later. I will do some recording in the FPV goggles, but we're gonna be using an ND16 or ND32, which might be the best option for today. So let's just take one and put it on there, but I have to put the camera on the side. Okay, so this is the ND16. We just try to use that one, and if it's too bright, we're gonna swap it out to an ND32. But basically all you have to do is just put it on there. Usually it's quite easy to do, yeah, like this. And as you can see, it already is on there.
Welcome to Tango 2.
So the drone is on the rooftop window, and we're now gonna set up everything so you guys see which settings I'm using, especially for today when the weather is pretty good. And yeah, let's get the first flight done with you guys, and I'm hyped. Let's see. We're just gonna fly in the backyard and have some fun with the drone. Let's start the drone. And oh, nice. So first, before I tell you guys anything about this, let's just quickly do a flight here around my backyard. Just some smooth cruising. And guys, note it's quite windy today, so it's not the fairest conditions. Have a look on this. So now you know my backyard a little bit, and I guess a lot of people have already seen it in previous videos. But as you can see, this is the drone, and I'm not sure you don't feel how it flies, but I exactly know when I compare it to a 5-inch drone, and it flies identically and even a little better than most of the 5-inch drones I'm running. And it's just the fact that they did an insanely good pit tune on this drone. I'm recording in D-Log M now, that's why the screen looks so flat, but I will put some LUTs, some personal LUTs over it, because I've already created some LUTs for the O4A unit, which I created for the Cape Town video, but it's not released yet. But you can already have a look inside the LUTs if you want. And yeah, let's just cruise around here. But it's, oh damn, it's it's a lot of fun flying this drone. It's just so locked in, it really feels locked in. And sometimes when I mean locked in, it's like it's already good, but this is like a different level. This is crazy. Let's try some power loop. Oh damn, this drone is not even made for freestyling, but as you can see guys, what, you can also freestyle this drone. I wouldn't recommend it to you because whenever you break something, it's probably hard to replace all the parts. Not sure, haven't tried it yet. But yeah, for shooting commercial stuff with the O4A Unit Pro, it's definitely a nice drone. Crazy. Wow. Whoa. I'm gonna be doing a test now, if like comparing real Gyroflow, or maybe I do it later. I probably do it later, but I want to compare flying with Gyroflow in comparison to flying without, because when I see this footage, it doesn't seem like this drone has any prop wash. It just flies so stable that I think we don't necessarily need Gyroflow. It's like, it's crazy. If you like this FPV style, and I guess a lot of agencies, when you work with agencies and you shoot like commercial stuff, some of them really like the FPV style, like the raw FPV footage. You probably end up not gonna stabilize the footage. So I'm gonna go back now. But yeah, guys, I definitely think you have to try this by your own. Let's just land this for a second. Okay, perfect. This drone is definitely super nice when you're gonna want to go for a hike, or if you want to go traveling around, or if you want to shoot commercial stuff. It's a really good option. I've done a lot of shootings with the 04 AirUnit Pro lately, and it seems like the quality when you have good lighting is definitely enough. And also for doing one shots, I mean, this drone is not a really good solution for doing indoor one shots, but I've done indoor one shots with the 04 AirUnit Pro, and it seems like it's insanely good. So with that being said, we're not gonna end this video here. We're gonna jump over to my MacBook, and we're gonna stabilize the footage and do some testing between Gyroflow and non-Gyroflow stabilized footage, because I do think it's quite interesting, and I also give you a short insight in my Gyroflow settings, but they're basically just normal settings. Let's get over. So we are right here on my PC in Gyroflow, and I'm just gonna guide you guys through how I stabilize the DJI 04 AirUnit footage. So we're gonna put in the raw file, basically just drag and drop it in there, and it will take some time, and then it is in and it's already stabilized. So I'm gonna be doing that a little bit to the middle now. And it depends on where I actually use the footage later on, because whenever I just use it for YouTube, for example, I instantly go here in the settings, and most of the time it's already selected, but I just go with 4K. But whenever I do like stuff for Instagram, for Reels, I like to switch over to 4:3. So you probably wonder, why don't I select 9:16? And that's the thing, because actually then it's just already the 9:16, and we're not able to reframe it. But I like to stabilize it in 4:3 in the original one, and then we're still able to reframe the footage later, and we don't really lose any kind of space like on top, which is quite handy. And now, as you can see, the footage is stable, and you still could use the 16:9 or the 9:16. So that's basically everything with the smoothness and all these settings. I usually leave them like they are. You could play around a little bit. Depends on how stable you fly, but with the Cityflitzer, you could reduce the smoothness, and it's still so, yeah, just so stable. And the cool thing is, if you like reduce the smoothness, as you can see, like you have a much wider field of view, which is nice in like a lot of cases. But usually I like it like it is, as it is, and yeah, you can play around if you want, but it's not really like necessary to do it. With the other settings, I usually leave them like they are, and then I just export it. I've already exported this video, but I will give you now, I'm just gonna give you a side-by-side comparison with stabilized footage and non-stabilized footage, and that should be quite good to understand how stable the footage actually is. So you saw the side-by-side comparison, and it depends on if you like that FPV RAW style or not. You could also just record in RAW and don't stabilize the footage, and it's still really smooth. For some scenarios it might be nice, for some not, so it depends on what you like and what you prefer. But yeah guys, that's it with this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I put a link to the discount code down below so you can use it. The video is not sponsored by FPV Frame Switzerland. They just sent over the drones, and I still had to pay for them, but I just asked for you guys if I could have some kind of discount code so you can use it. So check it out. I love this drone. It really is amazing, and will definitely replace some of the 5-inch drones for a lot of shootings. It depends on if I'm using a GoPro on top or not, but as you can see, this is almost as good as a GoPro or an action camera. So with that being said, put your words, put your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.